Hi, I'm Mark Winstein, founder of the Make My Nut mentoring community. And in today's video, we're going to talk about whether being a member of this community is right for you. So the kind of people who I've been mentoring for really over 30 years now, they tend to have the same kinds of issues, no matter what kind of business or project they're trying to start, whether they want to start a food truck or raise $1 billion and they have some grand vision. Most of them have the same set of issues, and over my life I've learned how to handle all those issues, from just getting paid to have an idea, which is really the theme of Make My Nut, all the way up to raising as much money as you can imagine for any kind of project you might imagine. So let's take a look at some of the categories. Maybe you're in a day job and you just want to have financial freedom and you don't even know what you would do if you had it. You don't know how you make the money. You don't know anything except you know that you want to have that freedom and do something that really calls to you. You're in the right place. I have processes designed just for people like you to answer the question that seems so unanswerable, but the answer is right at your fingertips once you understand the methods that I'll teach. The next group of people who can really benefit from being in the program are people who have a vision, and they want to pursue it, and maybe they're even working on pursuing it, but most of their time is going into their survival, just trying to make ends meet or work a day job. And in my lifetime of being a fundraiser and a rainmaker, I've came up with methods to allow you to get paid for your idea before you start actually doing the work on the idea. And this is a very powerful notion that very few people have any experience in doing. I've been doing this for the past over 30 years now, starting in 1990, raising money, getting paid for my vision, and then using that money to actually implement my vision and build things out in a more or less orderly fashion. So, if you don't have time to work on your vision, you're definitely in the right place. If you don't have the money to pay your own bills and work on your vision, then this is where you can literally buy your time freedom, even an hour at a time. And this is the exact right place. That's why I called it the Make My Nut community, because once you make your nut, then all the other steps are actually quite simple. And without that kind of crisis mentality, you tend to make much better decisions. In Silicon Valley, they call, they give $1 million or $10 million to some new company, and then that company's got, they call it the runway. And getting from the beginning to the end of the runway to takeoff means getting enough revenue to pay your bills. Well, okay, that's fine in Silicon Valley, and there people are not all that committed to success, to be honest. It's like, let's throw some money at a bunch of projects, maybe one works. But for you and your dream project, it's just too important to work that way. So the methods I use allow you to get paid monthly continuously and grow that while until you bought the time freedom you need to work on your business or your project full-time or as much as it requires to make progress. Now, the next kind of person who can benefit from this is somebody who's already making their nut. They're paying their own bills with their business, but maybe they want to try something experimental, and they're thinking, well, maybe I should borrow money from the bank or raise capital. And to be honest, those can be good options, but only in the right conditions. And most people who think they need to raise capital or borrow really don't understand business very well. I'm just going to say that. And especially for the more difficult businesses that have long-term sales cycles. So perhaps, maybe you want to raise capital, and maybe it's actually a good idea, but you're busy running your business. Well, you can use the Make My Nut method to raise recurring salary for someone that you would hire as the director of business development to go and work on your team to handle all the work of raising money, because raising money is work. I know it because I've raised millions of dollars. I've raised millions of dollars for charities and for-profit businesses, debt, equity, the works. And that takes time. So, a lot of the people I've mentored, they want to raise capital, but they just don't have the time to do the simple homework that I give them to be ready to receive. So really, at any stage of your trajectory, if you don't know what idea you're going to, how you'll ever get the money and what you even do if you had it, you're in the right place. If you've got a vision for a project, but you can't really afford to work on it as much as you want, you're in the right place. And if you're already successful at one level and you want to build your enterprise, you're also in the right place. I've been through all those cycles. And that's the difference between being a mentor and a coach. Everything I teach, I've done myself. I don't teach you something I read in a book. Like if I read in a book, I tried it, and sometimes I succeeded and sometimes I failed. And a lot of times I learned more from the failures than I did from my successes. And my knowledge here, my big desire is to share this wisdom with people so that more and more people can really follow their dreams. And I believe that when people are living their lives that totally aligned with who they are and their passions, the world's going to be a better place. That's why I do this. And if it's a good fit for you, I hope you'll join the community right now.